No cure for fools.
People fear what they cannot understand.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
to do now? Find his grave?
Killing spree. Killing spree. Shut down. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Destroyed its turret.
Nico does not
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
What to do now? Find cheese breads?
has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
people with no fear.
inhibitor has been destroyed. turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has respawned. turret has been destroyed.
Welcome, BB, episode number 265 of the Broken by Concept podcast, the number one League of Legends solo queue education. Today we're going to be exploring the 7 tough pills of solo queue, the hard truths. Now these pills are going to be so hard to swallow. People might not be able to do it. You know, you're going to need like a lot of water. You're going to have to lubricate the throat. This
Bloody hell.
This might be the last. People might get to, I popped the first pill. The second pill, okay, a bit rough. Third pill, it's just, I'm literally
It's
like,
just jammed.
or like gag reflex.
Yeah, vomit it up.
You know what happened when I was a kid and I couldn't swallow pills? I had to like crush it up and mix it with honey. And then like, did you guys do that when you were a kid?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
My
All
parents
right.
were like, you
Yeah, you
figure
gotta
that
swallow
out.
those pills.
Yeah,
All
figure
right.
that out.
Fair enough.
So
That explains a lot, Curtis.
yeah, explains a lot.
Exposed. All right. So, Charlie, you were mentioning before when people install League, they boot it up. They expect League to be something that it's not, right? League's not really your average video game, is it, Charles?
Nope. People download League of Legends. They might, back in the day, get recommended by a friend, hey, try League. Or back in the day, you might even see it on like a browser, like an ad or something. I've seen people start the game. They install it. They expect it to be like Call of Duty or like even like leveling in WoW. Something very, very casual and simple, you know, just like linear progression. The game's about fun. Improvement comes really natural. You're just going to have some... If you're a good gamer, you're going to be good at League, right? But then you get slapped in the face by the reality of the game for the reasons we're about to get with.
I think about COD, like, leveling up like prestige in. It's just like there's no.
Just got to grind.
Yeah, you can get 10th prestige simply by just spam queuing games, which is like Challenger, I guess, right? Is that right?
Well, no, because that's the linear.
No, that's the expectation people come into the game with,
That's
though.
the
That's what I'm
expectation.
saying.
It's like I'm one prestige and then number 2 prestige, and there's like no way I don't get 10th prestige
Exactly right.
because
It's almost inevitable. That's what people think. They think getting good at the game to at least a high elo, and that differentiates on the person, is inevitable. But it in fact requires
It's like
sacrifice.
a time in kind of like input output.
Yep.
Boom, I put time in, I'm going to get this output.
Exactly right.
Because that's how most games
That's how
start.
other video games reward you. Exactly right. Especially single player games or even some lower level like online games.
And you know, we're kind of framing this under this whole guise of like, tough pills to swallow. But what they really are, Charles, what you were mentioning is that they're really expectations, aren't they? They're expectations of what you think League is going to be, right? And then that's what that hard truth is. It's the fact that, your expectations are not matching with reality. Okay, so we're going to really go, one by one. The first one here, you're never going to feel good enough. That's the first tough pill to swallow. And the reason this is the case is because as you improve at the game and as you learn skills, you're versing better players, which then leaves you feeling like you've never actually improved. A very common thing we see in our academies is, hey, Mr. Nathan or Mr. Charlie, you gave me these learning objectives. I've done that and I've climbed, but I keep making the same mistake. Am I just an idiot? Am I just brain dead? What's going on? And it's like, well, no, buddy, you're just versing some better players. And so a lot of people have this expectation about, wow, I've worked on this skill, I've got better at this skill, and I'm never going to make that mistake again.
Also, when people in our ranked achievements channel in the academies or in the Discord, people get really excited. Maybe they beat a player that was like, let's say they're like Platinum 4 and they beat like maybe an Emerald 4 or something like that was their lobby, or maybe someone they perceived as a Smurf, and they're all super hyped and stuff, and you sort of just read them and she's like, good job. We're not saying not to celebrate that, but you're like, it's going to come beat you down in a moment, League will always give you this idea of you're amazing and hype you up confidence, and it will absolutely tear you down if you're thinking about it's like, I'm just going to get to a rank and just feel good enough, or I'm actually going to be what I think is a really good League of Legends player. You're never going to feel good enough is this pill.
Yep, 100%. And also along those same lines, like people always think of League as like, if I just become this rank, all the players around me are going to be of a higher caliber, and so the games will be easier, which is also counterintuitive. People think that the higher up you go, the easier the games will be, where obviously the truth is the opposite. The higher up you go, the harder players you verse, so the higher demand on your own performance is there. But people, especially bot laners, I will say, think, if I get to like Diamond or if I get to even Gold, like my support or my AD are just going to be so much better. Like I'll be able to apply the fundamentals and it's going to work. But it's just a massive gaslight.
How funny is the cognitive dissonance there where because all you're thinking about is your teammates holding you back. So if I have better teammates, then theoretically it's just going to be smooth sailing. But it's conveniently you're just missing the other part of the equation.
Yeah,
right?
The enemy don't have teammates.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's like you kind of forget. You think it's just you versus the enemy. And then you're just somehow going to be magically better than the enemy. And then your teammates are all going to be all good. And then it's going to be smooth sailing. But you're versing better quality opponents. And it's kind of one of those things where you don't know what it feels like until you get there, right? And so the common thing, and you hear this all the time, is, wow, I thought Gold would really be different to this. Or I thought Diamond, when you get Diamond, I thought Diamond players would really be good or whatever. There's that whole kind of common trope that you're going to get to some rank and then magically everyone's going to be amazing and, the macro's going to be super clean and yada, 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 yada. But the reality is that, again, as you get better at the game, you're versing better players. And what that actually means specifically in your games, that your mental stack is always going to be overloaded. And so what League does very, very well is it puts you in the Goldilocks zone of difficulty, right? When something is too difficult, right? Hence why smurfing is such a problem, you don't learn a lot, right? But if the challenge is too easy, where you're not really getting challenged enough, you're not going to learn much either. You're just going to disengage. So League and the rank system beautifully puts you in this nice little pocket where you're versing players that are maybe slightly better than you or at a similar skill bracket. So you're at this beautiful point of challenge, but not too challenging. So you can stay extremely focused, but it's kind of, you feel very satisfied, very locked in, very engaged, right?
You have to work for wins.
You have to really work for the wins. And it's constantly adjusting that. It's constantly calibrating based off what your skill set is.
And tying that back to expectations, that is not necessarily what the average video game aims to do. People like noob stomping. People who come into League of Legends, they want to win games. They want to drop 20 bombs because that's what they view as fun. So League, by design, will not let you do that.
It's interesting because, I this has come out of complete left field here, but I a while ago, I was playing backgammon. I bought a backgammon set, and I was playing a lot of backgammon. I
have no idea what that game is about.
I got the book from your dad.
Ah, yes.
So I actually read the book on backgammon and how to learn backgammon properly, right? And I was like thinking, okay, what would be the average backgammon experience? So let's say you've got a group of friends or you're in like some, Eastern Europe somewhere. I think that's where they would probably play it. And you're playing backgammon. And you have this local community, and it's kind of similar in China with Mahjong. You have your local or surroundings of people who play the game. But let's say you were to go above and beyond and really focus and play a shit ton of Mahjong or a shit ton of backgammon. You're kind of limited in a way by the players for the people around you. But if you studied and went above and beyond and really tried to get good at it, what's going to happen is that you're just thinking, oh, I'm going to put in all these hours and then I'm going to be able to beat everyone around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how they think League's going to be. I'm going to put all these games in, all this time, all this effort, and then I should just be able to beat everyone around me. But because solo queue is not this local environment where you're not just gatekept by the people in your immediate vicinity, you're constantly matched with people that are at your skill level. You never get that feeling of getting better. Whereas in a lot of other traditional fields where you are capped by your local league in basketball, or again, your local community, you will always feel that inherent gap form. Even from school, think about the people who did after school sports and they worked on their tennis or whatever the hell it might be.
They smurfed.
They smurfed when they went back to these environments because they could easily differentiate themselves from their environment, but that doesn't happen in League. You know what I mean?
That actually did happen in high school as well, though, to some extent. Like, especially like my school was quite a small school. Even our best performing athletes would go to like regionals or state and just get eviscerated because the competition
to a certain degree.
They would smurf in the high school.
Exactly, but they were smurfing in my very small Australian high school, right? But that is another brutal aspect of the game, isn't it? That there's always going to be someone else. It actually is a harsh reality we all need to face, that even the players right at the top, there's people above them and there's people above them. And unless you're literally like the best player in the world, then there's people who you can literally queue into in your game. You have the luxury of always versing better players. I think it's a beautiful
It's a
aspect of the
luxury.
game.
I think it's
huge.
It's a luxury that we all take for granted. Who
It
play
is
League,
amazing.
isn't it? We just take it for granted.
Yeah, I always
Conveniently.
say, imagine if there was like online matchmaking in person for like basketball, pickup basketball or something. That would
How
like
amazing would that be?
completely evolve the sport. But that's obviously not possible, right? Because it's a physical,
It's not
physical
like everyone
location.
has an individual rating. There's no way of measuring
And you can
that.
just instantly just teleport to the field.
Think how beautiful that is. And you combine that with the fact that we're all using a mouse and keyboard and we're on a relatively level playing field in our ability to play the game. It's a
home.
true meritocracy, isn't it?
Yeah, just conveniently at home as well. You just walk to your bedroom or work your office, play League. You're like literally matched with people at your same
Games
skill
are
level.
relatively fast. You can...
It's an insane gaming experience. But again, that's that whole.
This is meant to be a tough pill, and us three we're just like, this is so good. Like, give me the pills. Give me it.
That's a classic BBC thing right
This
there.
is the best part about the game. This is what makes the game beautiful. Yeah.
But-
He's going
but
home,
it
he's
is
going to
a-
start eating pills.
No, but I want to riff on this a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way, that is the experience of League. It becomes this really tough pill to swallow. But once you accept it and you swallow the pill, you see the beauty of the game. You see what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
That's how it works.
That's
That's
That's the medicine.
That's the medicine. The medicine's
Interesting.
working. Exactly right. So the second one is probably one of the most brutal ones. Is the feedback cycle is incredibly brutal. So what I've got here, it's hard to find the problem. It's hard to find the cause of the problem. It's hard to find the solution, and it's hard to implement the solution in other games. Every single aspect of the feedback cycle is brutal.
I would also say that even superseding all of your points there, Curtis, viewing League of Legends as a series of problems that even need to be solved in the first place, like what percentage of the population even get there? Like maybe like 10% of people who play League are actually trying to solve problems in the post game, because you're describing a post game situation here where we're trying to improve. You have to have a growth mindset to even begin solving problems, and then you're met with a whole host of problems when it comes to solving them. So yeah, it's a hazardous place.
Yeah, the scary thing is that they're, especially the more casual player base, they're literally loading into the game, playing the game, not thinking genuinely, I just hope I get sort of a bit lucky in this game with my teammates, and like I hope maybe I just like play well, and then just load up to another game and have the same mindset. There's no like I can improve, and a massive part of where that disrespect comes from is because League on the surface looks really simple. 4 abilities, summoner spells obviously not included, there as well, and I'm very linear in sort of what I can do. It looks like a very simple game.
You've got here as well, Charlie, this whole idea about logic versus intuition or feeling.
Yeah, because Nathan, you would relate to this from the jungle role. A lot of people want League of Legends to be a blueprint. They want to know the answers to problems and then be able to apply them game in and game out and get a predictable result. But that's generally not how League of Legends works.
These are what I call my programmers, the software engineers. There's so many like programmers in the in Jungle Academy, but also in our other coaching programs as well. I find that they're just like attracted to League and the improvement process, mindset. but that's what they want. They want the game to be a bunch of if statements. If
then, yeah.
it's like, 'cause that's how you code, right? It's like if, you know, and it's just all this binary code, and they want the game like that. And then when that's a very rigid way of viewing the game, and there's a lot of nuance of the game, and it's not black and white, they fall apart when you give them like a general, like the general mindset. Okay, in general, you want to be getting to your camps on spawn, but if
Do I or do I? Should I not?
exactly right.
And then when exactly do I not get
Yeah,
to the
exactly. Tell me the
list the
exact
reasons.
why something I should be skipping camps for it. And then it's like there's just so many factors that go into play there, right? That it's like it's hard to give a. I mean, you probably could really get it down to like
Not for
a
other roles,
flowchart.
But it's not practical though.
No,
at
but
that
even
point,
if it did, it's like just for one decision, it's like thousands of different iterations of like this champion, this matchup, this HP pool, this
And
summon
then
a spell.
someone does
this-
one click, and then it can go out the window. The second someone clicks differently. Think about it. Like if you have a flowchart for the game, and then a mid laner takes a trade that they shouldn't take, and someone gets low, the whole flowchart goes out the window. You have to adapt.
And this is where the whole idea that there are many right plays.
Yeah.
Right? There are many right, like League is a game of gray area. And so let's say, for example, you know, there is this one sequence. You could go bot and hover your bot lane. You could do dragon. You could do this. You could do that. This. And a lot of the time I always say, and people say, what should I do? And I say, well, you could have done that. They're all actually okay. It really depends on your interpretation of the win con or how much intention you're playing with. And honestly, and you know, one of our favorite sayings here at the Broken by Concept podcast is, you know, a poor plan executed well is better than a great plan executed poorly, right? And so a lot of the time we just say, as long as you're making a decision, it can be it actually can be even wrong, but it doesn't matter if you're executing it well. And that's a really tough pill to swallow, right? Because it's not following that whole if-then logic. I just want the perfect cookie cutter way to play this game, but that's not really the case.
Yeah, you've got to be a true student of the game and focus more on the execution aspect. This is it's not even in our tough pill to swallow list, but I'm going to throw it in here. The League of Legends is a fighting game.
Well,
right?
you do. You have it in here. You can't logic your way to being good at the game. That's like the people that are
there you go.
too theoretical, the Reddit analysts, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of people that like have really good knowledge and they actually know a lot about the game, but you pluck them in a solo queue game and they just completely lose the plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they can't fight, their mental stack's overloaded, they can't actually execute on their knowledge because they don't play the game enough.
Yeah, the way I would the analogy I like to use is that they're classical pianists who need sheet music to play, where League of Legends is like improv jazz. You need to know the fundamentals so you can execute different strategies when you need to.
And muscle memory and chant mastery.
Yes, exactly right. You just need to be comfortable on the keys, you know, and then you'll be going.
The next one here. You're only one person on the Rift with 9 others. You have limited control and you will only climb with a slightly positive win rate. This is a really big one, right? A lot of people think they're going to, get good at the game and climb with a 90% win rate and smurf their way up the ladder. And, I guess the bigger, even tougher pill to swallow here is the whole idea that you cannot control your teammates, you can only influence them. And so, this is something I cover daily, actually. This whole idea that...
A lot of people struggle with
They
this.
say, Curtis, I feel like if I ping here, they're not going to listen to me, so they don't even bother.
Yeah, I hear that every day as
And
well.
I'm like, well, mate, how do you know? If you actually influence with your body language, you actually had a crack with your communication, I would actually argue here that 8 times out of 10, they're probably going to listen to you, but we have no idea because you didn't do it. And that whole idea that they can only influence their teammates really restricts a lot of people mentally. They feel like they just give up. They don't even bother because they can't actually control it. And so once you accept that in every single aspect of the game, you can only influence, you can't control. And you treat League like a water flowing through a river. Right, you're just rolling along, going down that river. You can vaguely have an influence. You can move slightly left to right, but you're not going to randomly go in 90-degree directions. You just got to follow the stream. You've got to go with it. That adaptability, that that whole be like water, Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee mentality. That is really one of the foundational aspects of League. And the more adaptable you can be, the easier time you're going to have not only mentally but also with your execution, with your macro decision making, every aspect of the game.
So let's talk on the Rift for a second. So what are some common things you guys see that you can influence but not control? Like, what are we often pinging? What the biggest one I can say from my perspective would be like a fight happening. Like, let's say I'm in base or I'm in my lane, I've got a bad wave state, and I see a fight about to happen, and I'll see people like danger ping the fight, and then the fight will happen anyway. That's one of the things you can influence with your pings if you ping heavily in advance, but you can't control it. What are some other ones you think people will complain about?
Lane assignments.
Yep, swapping. Specifically swapping with the mid laner. I hear that every day as well.
I mean, well, I always say get people excited about the next objective.
Yep, people grouping in objectives. They might just have different ideas of whether they want to actually contest it or not.
Yep. Pinging, my favorite ping is like on the way. And it's just being in the general side of the map that I want to control to get my support to go there to start ward in. Because supports can go off on a little tangent sometimes and be like, okay, I clearly want you to be going towards the bot side. And if they don't, then I adapt to them and they're like, okay, I'm going to go to where they go.
So with junglers, if I want my jungler to hover me on this side of the map, I might ping assistance. But if they go to Narnia, that's okay. I just have to make the next best decision.
Yep.
Body language is a massive one that people don't realize how much you like physically being around posturing to fight, even though a lot of people say like, I didn't want to fight here. And you actually look at their screen, their character, they're like, they're there and they're like walking forward and like walking backwards and stuff. It's like, maybe I want it because they don't want to be, they don't want to just make that decision, as you said, Curtis. They don't want to be the one like, I'm just going to physically just run away and I don't care if my Thresh or Rakan that wanted to go in literally just runs in and dies.
I think on this topic, it could be another tough bill, but it's like the whole idea of like letting people die.
Yeah,
So
being willing to piss people off.
Yes, being
more
willing to piss
specifically.
people off. Yes.
Nathan, let people rot mot.
Correct.
Yep.
It's my favorite thing to be doing.
win
in
you
Satan.
games.
Oh, let them rot. There's so many things you can trade. There's lots of other experience and gold on the map you can get.
But again,
Love it.
speaking of people like maybe getting new to the game and just having these expectations, that is odd. It is perfectly understandable that you would rock up into the game and try and save
Because
your
you're a
teammates.
team.
You're
Yeah.
a team. Why would I ditch my team? That sounds wrong. But League of Legends, once again, with this weird flip of the script, you have to know how to let your teammates die.
Because
That's
it's a game of
fucking odd.
I always say League is a game of push and pull. It's trading, right? There is no such thing as I take every single thing, the enemy get nothing.
It's a zero-sum game in that sense, yes.
Exactly right. So like I'm going to take a little bit, they're going to get a little bit. As long as I'm getting more than they're getting, then that's okay. Next one. The system assumes that you're always playing at your level, but you can't. You're not always going to play at your level because you're a person after all with emotions.
You can have your off days. Is that what you're saying?
There's the
You can have
human
off
element
days
here.
and-
So like,
yeah.
okay, so the way the system works, right? It cannot factor the human element, right? It doesn't know if you're having a bad day, an off day. So what the system is going to think, it's going to think, okay, based off all of your past experiences, based off how you performed in all these different lobbies, based off the rank that you're currently in and what you've been in past ranks, it's just going to assume that you're at a particular level of play, okay? But then what happens is, as we've all been there, you have hard days, you have shit days.
It's
Maybe.
not even actually just off days, by the way. It's just maybe just their level of play. Like, there's so many situations where something throws me off, where it's like a specific sequence, and then like I just mentally implode, and like I will look like I should not be in that rank.
It can't account for that. It can't even account for draft. It can't even account for the fact that the draft just went shit. It can't account for the fact that you got your champion banned.
Maybe have mental block against the champions on the enemy team. That's very common.
There's so many things the system cannot account for. So what happens, you might just have an objectively difficult game from Champ Select, right? But the system thinks that you should win this game because you're the average higher MMR team, and you just might lose that game. But if you're not okay with just, again, you are just going to, I mean, this is kind of tying into the next one, you're just going to lose some games, and then being okay with losing, you will lose your mind. And I think that is probably one of the, the biggest tough pills to swallow. And I guess we can loop it in here is this whole idea about you can play well, make correct decisions, and still lose.
Just go back to the system assumes you're always playing at your level, but yeah, you can't. I actually want that to be more like accepting your teammates, because
Oh yeah, because it goes to everyone.
Goes for everyone.
That's
yeah,
a
it goes
good
for
point,
everyone
yeah.
in the game,
You
right?
just have an off day.
And again, like a sequence that they just explode, or a certain matchup, they'll just like completely ruin it, or they have a mental block, because you hear from streamers all the time, and like, you hear from people, it's like, how is this guy in this rank? Like, this guy got boosted or whatever it is. And you actually look at their matches and they actually might, the game before then, they go like 16-3 or something like that. They clearly can carry games in their rank, but people are very quick to judge based on just one game.
Yeah, and people have different strengths and weaknesses, and something we often say is that every game possesses a unique set of puzzles, and as a player, to get to a certain rank, you're good at solving some puzzles, and you don't know how to solve others. And some games you're met with puzzles you know how to solve, and some games you might be met with like a bunch of puzzles you literally have no idea the answer to. You're just having your best,
I think, the whole idea of like the human element of the sport of the game is much more, I guess, well understood in a lot of other traditional sports. Like, for example, like, again, it's the US Open is on at the moment. And frequently, the commentators, and it's just embedded in the culture, is this whole idea about like, form and their mindset and their mentality, and you can kind of see it in the game. They will talk about it. This person's just off. You can tell they're flat, they're cold, they're off. It's frequently well understood. Whereas in League, again, like we automatically assume that everyone is going to be playing to their absolute peak of performance every single game, no matter what. And that's just unrealistic.
Yes, because the game looks easy. And I'll tell you another one, Curtis, is that these are some of my principles in terms of, because sometimes I think, you know how people always say, like, everyone, we've even said it ourselves, that the player base is getting better and better and better. Yeah. It actually still completely will cap out at some point, because players are just generally just always going to be lazy in certain aspects. The most obvious one is that there will always be players at the end of the day, no matter, we could be in the year 2100, unless we're literally AI robots that like make perfect decision making and just have, can manage our dopamine levels. People will be on Spotify changing their playlist and AFK level 1, regardless. Even in IO, that is a fact, a human truth. People just get out of a YouTube video they watch,
or just playing on Discord, live with friends,
playing on Discord,
hanging out with the bros on Discord,
help themselves, right? So that's always an advantage you can have over someone like them in those situations. Other ones, the fundamental truths in terms of the human element, we're always going to have dopamine and playing for kills. It's like that meme of I've been using this a lot in coaching sessions recently, by the way.
Yeah.
The monkey, it's like neuron activation, and it's like, you see low HP bar, I go kill, right? I just want kills. Like, that is a human element that you could be the smartest player in the game. You could be Faker. Faker, even himself, overextends for kills because it's a kill. When he could just sit back and just play small wins and use that to your advantage. It's just so juicy and fun to kill people. So the human element of the game is, extremely...
tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, tough to
I think, I know we're going a bit back and forth there, but like, I mean, I think we say this in our course on school, Kat. It's a climbing course where it's like League of Legends is 50% improving at the game and 50% avoiding self-sabotage. Yeah. And that's the biggest human element, is we're all so good at self-sabotage.
We're experts at self-sabotage.
We're not going to get into it now. If you want to find all the ways you can self-sabotage and how to fix it, check out the link in the description. There's a school course there, a climbing masterclass, but that's a massive part of it for sure.
Yeah, and the next one here, you can play well, make correct decisions, and lose. And this is a really hard one, right? Because think about it. You come into a game, you have a flawless lane phase or a flawless early game as a jungler. You do everything. You're aware of your win conditions. You have great fundamentals. Both your side lanes lose, and, they snowball, and you just lose. Yeah. You just lose. It's
crazy.
The whole idea that you can play
Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn." Easily. Minions have spawned. By force of will. been slain. turret has been destroyed. Enemy double kill. Turret plating will soon fall. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. By force of your inhibitor has been destroyed. Aced. Has been slain. Been slain. Defeat.